Hello and welcome to Kim's Planet. Today I'm starting a new segment called Remind Yourself. This will last as long as it lasts, kind of like this situation that we're all going through simultaneously. There are some of us out here right now who are actually infected and in quarantine, and my prayers are with you. I pray for you and your family, and I sincerely hope that you have a speedy recovery. For those of us who are not infected but being affected due to the virus, my prayers are out to you too, because I know many of you have been put out of work or are looking at the fact that you may be put out of work. I know many of you are looking at your finances and you're looking at them more seriously now. Will your finances be able to cover you and your family and able to ride this situation out? I want us all to be mindful of our values, of our worth, and of our purpose. There's this question that's running through my head, and that is there a food shortage? I know a lot of you are like, if you go to the grocery store, you might notice there's none on the shelves. And no, I haven't been to the store. I get my food based on my budget, and I buy it for the month anyhow. So no, I really haven't been in the stores, but I have watched the news a little, and I have seen the shelves empty. I talk to many people who tell me the shelves are empty. And the truth of the matter is there is no food shortage. There's a shortage of food, and that's because people are panicking. People are operating in fear. And when you allow fear to come over you, it distorts your judgment. You don't make rational decisions. The livestock is still running around, doing what livestock does. The seeds have been planted for harvest. As long as the weather conditions keep going the way they've been going, we may actually have a good one. But we do need the people healthy. So when you have people who go into the stores and hoard up all the food and all the supplies because they can, it leaves people who are less fortunate in terms of money to go in and buy what they actually need. So my plea is for everyone, when you do go to the store, get what you absolutely need. And get what you need by how many people are in your home. Think of your budget for your food and for your non-food items. But don't hoard it all up. And if you're one who is buying in excess so you can resell it on, Craigslist or eBay or Amazon to make a profit off of other people in a situation like this, think about your values. Think about your values. It's wrong. Sure, people have profited off of other people's pain and misery, but if the shoe were on the other foot and you were actually affected by the virus and you only had $30 or $40 in your pocket and you sent somebody to the store to get you some food or some supplies and there's none, and then there's somebody else sitting over there high on the hog and they got all kind of food and toilet paper. That one right there still, I don't get. But they got all this toilet paper. Okay, so, hey, you're not feeling the effects. I'm good. Matter of fact, I got some extra. I think I'll sell it, make a profit. You're going to pay for that profit. You're going to pay for that profit. Because this is a time where we need to be people. So I'm going to tell you a quick story. And I want you guys to think about it. Years ago, I was on the BART train. And I was sitting next to an elderly gentleman of color. And we sat and we drove in the train. We're riding along the track. We stop off at another station. And two gentlemen get on the train. One is a younger executive, one is a older executive. And they sit down in the seats kind of to the side of us. And the doors close and the train goes on. And the elderly gentleman sitting next to me leaned over and spit on one of the guy's shoes. Of course, the guy is looking and kind of drew his foot back and sat up more erect in his chair like, what are you doing? And the guy began to shine his shoes. And the guy was saying, sir, I don't need you to shine my shoes. He said, I didn't ask you what you needed. I didn't ask you anything. I'm shining your shoes. I'm sitting there very perplexed. But then what came out of this elderly gentleman's mouth next was this. Answer my question, he said to the man. Answer my question. And the young man looked at him like, and so he said, what's the question? And the man said, if you had, he said, no, let me go back. He said, if you had to choose all the money in the world or all the land in the world, what would you choose? And the young man pondered. And the man is still shining his shoes, mind me. He spit on the other shoe. He said, answer my question. The young man said, I want all the money in the world. And the older executive said, oh no, you want all the land in the world. And the younger gentleman was like, no, but if I had all the money in the world, then I could buy anything I want. And the older executive said, but what good is your money if you have nothing to buy? He said, but I could buy anything I want. So I'm going to ask you, anybody who's viewing me right now, I want to ask you, if you had a choice to have all the money in the world or all the land in the world, what would you choose? It seems like right now people are choosing, but they don't know what they're choosing. They don't know what their choices are, I should say. If you answered, I want all the money in the world, you answered so wrong. Because the fact is if all the people in the land who own the land said, we're not going to sell anything to people with money, then you people with money, what would you have? You would have no food. It comes from the land. You would have no shelter because it comes from the land. You would have nothing. Because everything that we have and everything we are comes from the land. We've been programmed. We have all been programmed that we have to have money. And we've been in a system where money is the perpetual way of life, or so we see it. So as I say, so we see it, let's talk about sowing seeds, literally. There are many, many, many people that do not know how to take a seed and plant it and make it grow. Many people. What we need to be doing, and I hope you guys don't all hear this and share it with your friends, because I'm going to be pissed off if I get to Lowe's and there's no damn seeds left. Okay? But that's what people need to do. They need to become more self-sufficient. Think about it. We're running to the stores. We're grabbing up all the food because we got money to do that. And we're depriving people who don't have the money to get to the store right away to get what they need. Hoarders, shame on you. Get what you need. But then again, if we sowed seeds, then we could take care of ourselves, couldn't we? I asked my friend who called me one day, girl, I'm at the store. There's nothing left on the shelves. Oh, I said, is there any bleach? Oh yeah, they got plenty of bleach. Okay, leave me to wonder. Really, leave me to wonder. Bleach kills germs. And every other product is a deviation of bleach in some form. There are many people in this world that don't even know how to mix bleach. They don't know how to work with bleach. Oh, bleach hurts my lungs. It will if you use it concentrated. Tear you up. Have you all kind of messed up. Your eyes, your lungs, your nose. Do you know how to mix your bleach? Wash your hands. We've been taught that since day one in kindergarten. Wash your hands. Before kindergarten, we should have been taught wash your hands. But then it behooves me because everybody's running around washing their hands. Well, what about your feet? Your feet pick up dirt. Your shoes pick up dirt. People spit on the ground, defecate, urinate on the ground. And yet your feet, you come in, kick your shoes off anywhere. Leave your shoes at the front door. How about that? Let's all try to help in the best ways we can. Not just stay inside. You got people who are quarantined because they are sick. You have people who are sequestered in their homes to avoid becoming sick. We're not all in quarantine. Oh, self-quarantine, self-quarantine. Well, you got everybody, not you, but the media has everybody running around, I'm in quarantine. No, if you don't have the virus, you're sequestered. Go where you need to go. Do what you have to do. Be safe in what you're doing. Be mindful of what you're doing. Remind yourself that you have a purpose to this planet and as a member of it. Even though we're not all infected, we are all affected due to this globally. Anybody look at the stock market today? Anybody? Newsflash. A lot of you may not have jobs to go back to. And that's a very unfortunate situation. Newsflash. Today, the stimulus package is going to be presented. And if it's not presented today, it will be this week. Understand, a lot of you are still going to take big cuts and big losses. But know this, there's no shortage on food. There's only shortages because people have hoarded. People are in fear. Don't exercise that. Don't. When you operate in fear, you lose the ability to think rationally. Stop that. Stay focused on what's most important, your values, your family. And if you don't have a purpose in life, please come up with one. So, again, if you could have all the money in the world or all the land in the world, what would you choose? And I bring it back again because I'm sure there's still people trying to think, if I had all the money, I could do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. But just remember, everything that money buys is sourced from the earth. May God bless everybody through these times. Please be mindful. Please be thoughtful. And remind yourself of your purpose. Thank you so much for landing on Kim's Planet. I'll be back tomorrow, God willing. And I want to talk about those of us who are sitting at home, who are out of work, and some of us are enjoying our days off, and some of us are pretty worried. So let's try to recondition our minds, because I'll tell you something. You have a lot to offer this planet. You have a lot to offer, and you just need to harvest what's inside of yourself. A lot of you are only focused on one thing, your job and your money. One job, one source. You have more sources that you need to start harvesting from within yourself, so you don't have to rely on one line of income. Relying on one line of income leaves many of us right now today wondering what's really going to happen next. So, until the next time.